Hello guys, back once again. Anthony from Hell Dominance. I know what you need to do. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Coming up in our third episode, highlights from Castleford Tigers versus Salford Red Devils and Castellans Dragons versus Leeds Rhinos as the playoff picture starts to come together. So, it's an interesting day that we've got today. We've got 4th v 5th and 6th v 7th. 3 teams playing out for 2 spots in the Super League playoffs. Those 3 teams, Castleford, Salford and Leeds Rhinos. Castellans Dragons are in 4th place and cemented their place in the playoffs, but will be looking to gain momentum against Leeds Rhinos as they haven't been the best. They've been a bit hit and miss, and they need to be better to get to the grand final. But Super League has served us up a penultimate round of intrigue. We'll go through the first game, which is Castleford Tigers versus Salford Red Devils. This is not just the game of the round, it might just be the most important game of the season, as 7th hosts 6th, with both sides going into the game level on points, with Salford just ahead on points differential. A win for either will be a massive boost in the playoff race. In fact, considering their points difference advantage, a win for Salford Red Devils would ultimately secure their top 6 place, and a massive defeat in the last game would be the only way that Castleford can get in. But can Cass stop Salford's scintillating form and reclaim a spot in the top 6 with what was theirs up until recent defeats against Huddersfield? So let's get on to the teams that Lee Radford and Paul Rowley have named in this week's must-win for both sides. Castleford may very well be without Gareth O'Brien due to a knee injury, which means that Greg Eden comes into the centre role once again. Kenny Edwards picked up a head knock in the win over Warrington and didn't return to the game, and misses out in this game due to HIA protocols. Tigers, though, haven't picked up any bans, so any further changes by Lee Bradford will be introducing fresh legs. And they haven't done that. They want to be consistent and tough and win this game. Jake Malmo is likely to play in fullback position with Beretta Faraimo and Darrell Olf, that's being partnered by Alex Sutcliffe and Mahe Fanua respectively. Danny Richardson will be looking to control the game with the boots and the ball in hand, while the forwards are Nathan Massey and George Griffin, either side of Paul McShane. George Lawler and Alex Mellor are the second rowers, with Joel Westerman continuing at loose forward. Liam Watts and Sui Matagi will be offering size and power off the bench, with Brad Martin and Adam Milner adding a little bit of guile. For Salford, there are no new injury concerns for Salford as they beat Hull FC on Thursday. However, they could see Joe Burgess return to the 17 after Rhys Williams featured on the wing the other night, making a rare try-scoring appearance. But Dan Sargentson is the option that Paul Rowley chose after naming him in the 21-man squad on Tuesday. He didn't play, but could be a useful injection of energy here. The same could be said for King Vuni Yayawa, who comes onto the starting lineup also. But otherwise, it's more or less the same team that Salford put out. Dion Cross and Tim Lifey have been providing the ammo for whichever wingers have been playing, while Brody Croft and Mark Sneed have added the guile. Andy Ackers has been consistent all season, and Jack Almonroyd continues in the front row after starting last game out. Elijah Taylor comes into the second row with Shane Wright at loose forward. Callum Watkins has been a revelation in second row and is getting back to somewhere near his best form. Chris Atkin, Tyler Dupree, Alex Gerrard and Sam Luckley round off the bench for Salford Red Devils. Salford are caught offside after Tim Lifeye's run gets Salford into the Salford half of the field. And after the offside has been given, Mark Sneed has decided to attempt to open up the scoring with 5 minutes gone. And with 2 points at Castleford. Sneed sets himself. And he puts the ball between the sticks for Salford, the lead 2-0. Tim Lifeye again is causing problems for Castleford as his strength gets him up to the 40-metre line straight from the kickoff. And then the ball starts being moved across. Sneed finds Brodie Croft, who dummies and finds a gap between the Castleford defenders. And Mark Sneed backs up to score underneath the sticks. Sneed also adds the extras, and it's 8 points to 0 to Salford Red Devils. It's going to be a long old day for Castleford, as we're only at the 7-minute mark now. Just so simple. Mark Sneed started to run across the line, found Brodie Croft. Brodie Croft did a slight dummy and found a gap, and the support was there from Salford, either side. Callum Watkins and Mark Sneed, but it's the halfback that goes over underneath the sticks. Good little play by Brodie Croft, little show and go. Greg Eden bought it because it was Callum Watkins on the outside, and Malmo was beaten to the ball. Salford's first try of the game. Salford are in the ascendancy yet again, and they start working the right hand wing, and they overload it twice. And Salford are getting the ball to Watkins in a gap, who passes out wide to Kensio, who does what all good wingers do and finish the try. And Salford are 12-0 up. Only 9 minutes gone. A wow of a start for Salford Red Devils. Here it is again on the third play, back inside by Brodie Croft, taking the big hit, finding Callum Watkins, and then going out wide to Kensio, who's in support, to score for Salford. Fantastic effort. Jumps out of halfback, a quick ball back inside by Brodie Croft, and then the player in support. Watkins could have done it and went himself. It was Salford are in that much of a confident mood. Salford are on the move yet again, and after Tim Lifeye attracts 3 defenders, it is another Salford attack, and Andy Ackers jumps from acting halfback and finds Jack Ormonroyd in space through the middle, and he throws a dummy past Jake Malmo to score just left of the posts. Ormonroyd has been at the heart of this entire movement down the pitch, and straight from the kickoff, he skittled Joe Westerman. Here it is. Ormonroyd bursting the tackle is first what the aim is off a kickoff, and Westerman went down. But here's where he did all the work. He burst the McShane tackle, dummied past Malmo, and he scored underneath the post. Whether that's poor defending or just a strong run, confidence in the Salford side. It's a great effort from the forward. Sneed adds the extras, and it's 20 points to 0. A cast penalty is given on the 17th minute for tackling the man without the ball, and it doesn't look too innocuous as he just runs in and beyond cross, let's go. But the bodies that went through my Fanuas, look at that twist and bend. That's a hurtful one. But Dion Cross has given away a penalty. This gives Cass some sort of impetus, and they spread the ball to the right. A bit of a forward pass, I'd say, in that, but Jake Malmo doesn't wait for anyone, and he scores just right to the posts. Leon Moore gives the try, but I'm not sure if that was a big forward pass. So the penalty came for that tackle on Mai Vanua when he hasn't got the ball. Gladly he's okay. But Paul McShane to Richardson here, passing it to his forward, and then Malmo going through the gap to score. Cats start turning on the heat to Salford after that try. It was a fantastic effort. Still not sure if it weren't offside or not, forward pass or not, but Dan Sargentson puts the ball down and Salford gets a scrum close towards the line. Just a simple ball there. Couldn't take it in. Too bothered about the players coming at him. Castleford have not made 22 metres out of their own half, and Salford pick up the ball off a Danny Richardson kick, and Ryan Briley starts the attack. Dan Sargentson passes the ball out to Tim Lifey, and then Lifey is almost away, but the referee gives a penalty against Dan Sargentson. It wasn't an anything tackle, to be fair. I'm looking at it from my first opinion, and the ball's gone out wide. Sargentson's there. It's gone round Miller. He's not even touched. He's accidentally tripped him trying to get round him. If he was actually pushing, he would have done something different. But you can see he's trying to jump out of the way like that on Briley. That's not intentional. That's not intentional. Cats are trying too hard and the ball goes out on the full and forward from a pass from Greg Eden. So that penalty came to nothing, which is a little bit of justice, I must say. This is a great break of vision from Danny Richardson here. He goes for the kick in the gap as Dan Sargentson is up in the line. Ryan Briley comes across and knocks it into Beretta Faraimo. So Castleford get the ball back on a scrum. Cash use their scrum play very quickly. Danny Richardson finds Greg Eden, whose ball out to Darrell Alford, sees him go over in the corner. There's a bit of a question about if he went out into touch, because the linesman didn't give him the nod straight away. Video referee is called upon, but the on-field decision is a try. So it's Dion Cross that's come across, or is it Brody Croft that's come across? And they are looking at the grounding, that's fine. But did he get his foot into touch due to the actions of Croft? According to the video referee, that is in the field of play. One more look from the front. Can't quite make out, but the decision went up as a try. So the video referee gave it as a try. Benefit of the doubt. Great play from Alford, who's leaving the club at the end of the season. 18 for the season as well. All came from this fantastic kick from Richardson and the pressure and the chasers. And then Richardson's fast movement to Greg Eden, and then the ball outside to Alford was delightful to score in the corner. One more look at it. Great ball out wide. And a try in the corner. Salford are on the attack again. They were just checking if there was any grounding or anything like that in the play of the ball, in the in-goal area. But Danny Richardson and Tim Lifey, as well as an outside back of Castleford, were getting towards the ball. But the bump here sees Danny Richardson get caught up underneath Tim Lifey. And there's a very much a problem for Richardson, as he's been called for help due to this possible injury. So first of all, the decision was given as no try because there was only touchback from Castleford, and Danny Richardson is done for the game. Needs help. That's another halfback gone for Lee Radford. Sorry sight to see from the Castleford point of view. It gets a bit tasty towards the half-time hooter as Salford have got the ball with 10 seconds left to go. Castleford slowing down the play of the ball a little, but there was enough to make one play the ball. Sargentson comes back inside. Pass goes to ground after Tim Lifey tries to find Brody Croft. Fumbles it. And then was there a raised leg by Adam Milner. Here comes the tasty bit. Alex Gerrard and Mike Vanua get a bit bumpy and bufflety. Tyler Dupree comes involved. It's getting a bit fractious towards the end of the half. Still going, trying to separate the two big players. It looks like the referee is trying to calm it all down. Here's the incident that caused it off. He tried to kick it, but sort of pulled out. But it looks worse than what it is, to be fair. Knee in towards the face? Don't know. It was all sorted out in the end, but Salford got a penalty. It was something of nothing. Alan Milner did try pulling out, but he caught Brody Croft, then tried tackling him. Apologised, but still. And Mark Sneed went for goal from 60 metres out. Unfortunately, it fell 10 metres too short. What a game we have brewing here, as it's 20 points to 10 at half-time to Salford Red Devils. We're early into the second half and Salford are on a roll, and they start spreading the ball wide. There's a little incident off the ball a little further back, but Salford are called back for a forward pass. The referee decides that there is a penalty incident involved there. From what we can see, as the lead runner goes through, no, it was the pass beforehand. It looks like Liam Watt, but Salford are going for the first points of the game, with Sneed going for the 2 points. Yeah, it looks like Liam Watt's got Ryan Briley late in the tackle. Like in the first half for what happened to Mai Vanua, it's a penalty. It's consistent. Oh, it was in the back. I didn't see that properly. It was in the back, a shoulder. It could be a lot worse when it comes to match review panel. Sneed adds the extras, and it's 22 points to 10 to Salford early in the second half. Salford get the ball back close to the Castleford try line after some immense tackling pressure forces the ball out of Jake Marmo's hands in the tackle. Don't know if there were hands on it or not, but Salford get the scrum in front of the posts. Salford have lost Dan Sargentson from what is being told a hamstring injury, but the scrum packs down. And Salford attack the right hand edge. A Brody Croft's ball over the top towards Cancillo is intercepted by Darrell Alford, and the Salford chasers are in pursuit. Sneed and Briley both get to Alford. It's unlucky by Castleford. Darrell Alford did everything right. Interception and set off tackling, but what a good from the Salford defenders. Here it is again. On the resulting back of that, Salford find themselves in the Castleford 30 and they go to the right. Brody Croft delays the pass to Briley and he finds Callum Watkins, who finds Shane Wright, who goes in underneath the sticks for Salford. Sneeds add the extras and it's 28 points to 10 to Salford. They're doing what they did in the first half to Castleford in the second. Here it is again. Slight delay by Croft. Briley to Watkins. He runs a decent line. And Shane Wright in support goes in underneath the sticks. Great hold display from that. Briley's good ball. Watkins good run. And Shane Wright does the rest. Pass on the last goal to their last play, and a ball from Greg Eden is intercepted by Cancillo, who streaks up the pitch to give Salford some great advantage. Great covering by Jake Marmo and also Beretta Faraimo, who came off from the other wing. Paul McShane is there as well, but Salford have the numbers. Callum Watkins flings the ball wide to Mark Sneed, who finds Tim Lifey, and in the end it's Dion Cross, who goes over for the next Salford try. 32 points to 10, and Salford are irrepressible at this moment in time. It's just one of those weird plays. Greg Eden trying to do the help. I think Luke Gale said in the commentary beforehand, Eden can throw a magnificent cutout pass or it'll get intercepted, which happens. Callum Watkins saw the numbers were over. Mark Sneed held his mud out wide, and then it would just fall through the hands. And it was Dion Cross who went over for his 14th try of the season. Mark Sneed hits the touchliner, and it's 34 points to 10 to Salford. You can tell what sort of attitude Castleford have had with this next couple of plays. They were just about brought back to the 20-metre line after a kick went out on all the way down for the red ball line, then almost got pushed out of touch by Salford, and Paul McShane doesn't pick up and knocks on straight away on the third tackle. Just lack of concentration, and he knocks on. Salford attack from the scrum straight away, and Brodie Croft just finds a gap, pushes Jake Malmo off, and scores right to the post. Fantastic effort from the Salford scrum half stand-off. Here is that play again. It's just a simple ball off the back of the scrum. Got the overload. And Brodie Croft found the gap. Just simple. They were too bothered about the overload, and Croft used his pace to get round. Sneed adds the extras. Salford have hit 40. A nice little kick from Jake Malmo sees Salford gather the ball, and Chris Atkin has gone to fullback for Brian Briley, who went off injured last week out. So Salford just protecting Briley for the games to come, I reckon. 30 points up, might as well. But the reason why I have brought this up, as the goal line dropout is fantastic. Here's that kick. It goes out after bouncing over Darrell Alfords for a Salford restart just inside their own half. Here it is again. Over Alfords. And it looks like on the touch there, but bounces just in. Misjudgment, but it was a perfect kick. And Salford benefit from this as well. First drive sees King Vuni Ayawa push the ball up to the 40-metre line, and then Salford attack. Ball out the back from Sneed and Atkin, who finds Callum Watkins, who the tackle isn't complete and rolls over the line. Tackle wasn't complete from what I could tell, but we'll have another look at it to see what the case is. But try's been given. 44 points to 10. Some great work from Salford all the way through this game. And Chris Atkin coming onto the pitch, finding that gap. Yep, Malmo drops off. It's a try. Better look at it after this one. Atkins, great. Yes, he falls off. Try. Sneed doesn't add the extras this time, and it's 44 points to 10 to Salford. Salford are still looking for points, and from their own half as well. And after an initial couple of drives which see Salford get out of their own 20, Gareth O'Brien watching on with his baby and girlfriend, partner even, Salford keep on attacking. Dion Cross is held up, and then Salford break. This time, after Andy Acker's break, Chris Atkin is in support, and instead of passing inside for Tadala Dupree, who was all on his own, he went into trouble and found Mark Sneed, who went over for his second in the game. Fantastic effort from Salford, and they're going for that 50-point mark, which Mark Sneed does convert his extras for. Quick break from acting halfback, lazy marking. Andy Ackers took advantage, then Chris Atkin And Sneed came back on the inside after the gap was created by Atkins. And it's another try for Salford. Castleford are in tatters at this point. 50 points at home, biggest scoreline of the season at home in defeat. And Sneed gets 2. And that was the final score. Salford put 30 points on Castleford for no score in the second half, as the Red Devils are ruthless in the jungle. So on to the second set of highlights. Though Castleford versus Salford just a few hours before this is probably the biggest game of the round, Catalans versus Leeds won't be too far behind in terms of intrigue and importance for both sides. Catalans could very well wrap up 4th place with a win, which would be a vital boost to their Old Trafford hopes, given their historic home form. But they've been shaky recently, largely down to the psychological blow Leeds struck on their last visit to the Stade Gilbert Brutus, when they shot the Dragons by coming back from 30 points to 6 down to win 36 points to 22 in Golden Point, despite having a man sent off for the Rhinos. Can Leeds replicate that magic and wrap up a place in the top 6 with Salford or Castleford set to drop points, meaning a win for the Rhinos will sew up a playoff spot and give them a real chance of stealing 4 from Catalans into the last game. Here is the team news for the Catalans and Leeds Rhinos. First of all, Sam Tompkins has avoided a ban despite a shoulder charge in the French derby, but his place in the side isn't guaranteed, with the fullback still struggling with a leg injury, which sees Artem Morgs come in at fullback. Michael McAlorum, though, is back from a ban. Looking at the starting lineup of the Catalans Dragons, Artem Morgs is at fullback, with Michael Maguire in halfback. Joe Chan and Ben Garcia continue in the forwards. Dylan Napper and Paul Seguer will be the starting lineup forwards, with Gil Dudson, Alex DaCosta and Mikkel Gudemond joining Sam Cassiano, who returns to the bench for this game. Leeds, meanwhile, have lost Aidan Caesar to a one-match ban, while Blake Austin avoids one for a similar yellow card to his halfback partner. David Fusitua will miss the game due to a calf injury, whilst Cameron Smith isn't ready to return. There are doubts over Liam Sutcliffe and Morgan Gammon, having both left the field against Huddersfield last time out. Liam Sutcliffe does make it, and Liam Tyndall replaces David Fusitua in the wing position. Jackson Field is a new face at acting halfback, and he joins Richie Myler as Blake Austin does not join the 17. Zach Hardiker then goes to fullback, with Reece Martin in at centre. Sam Walters is added to the forward line with Mikola Chaletsky, while Morgan Gannon and Zane Tatavano are the second rowers. Jared O'Connor comes back into the starting lineup also. That means Matt Pryor has to settle for a bench place yet again, and James Bentley drops to the bench. Moose Mustafa is back on the bench with Brad Dwyer in his usual perch on the seat. The Catalans forced an early dropout from Leeds Rhinos. A great kick by Mitchell Pearce got Leeds on the back foot and forcing a dropout. Tyrone May, Mitchell Pearce, and then a great pass out wide from Artem Morgs found Fujiya, who went over in the corner for the first try of the game. Fantastic effort from the French side and great play from the ball players. Just some great action. Tyrone May, Mitchell Pearce, Artem Morgs, and a great cut-out pass, drawing in the wingers and the centre of Leeds Rhinos so that the French international could score in the corner yet again. May's conversion misses, and it's 4 points to 0. After Catalans have forced another dropout, this Leeds dropout this time does not go the 10. So Catalans go for the 2. And they decide to switch the taker. First of all, It was Tyrone May who went for the conversion, but Arthur Morgs went for the penalty at this point. Morgs does the simplest task by adding the 2 for a 6-0 lead to Catalans. After Ben Garcia gave Liam Sutcliffe a facial, Leeds are deep in Catalans territory. After a few blockbuster runs by Leeds forwards, the ball gets to Sam Walters, who buries his way over the try line, and the referee gives the try. The young Leeds forward does enough with his body strength to get Leeds back into parity, as Reece Martin adds the extras for 6-all. Just a simple play. Cruz Leeming draws out Michael McLaurin. He gets bumpered off. Joe Chan, Ben Garcia cannot stop the young Leeds forward from getting over the line. Catalans get the ball out to their forward packs on the 5th tackle, and the ball, here is the try for Catalan. The ball is being passed through the hands and finds its way to Arthur Morgs. Dean Ware's offload finds Tom Davis, who kicks the ball back inside for chasers to chase. Richie Milo messes up the kick, and Joe Chan is seen to put the ball down. The video referee is asked to have a look at the few decisions. First of all, no knock on. Everyone's onside from Tom Davis's kick. Any interference from Milo, and then the grounding. Doesn't look like there's anything wrong with that, but it's a fantastic effort from Catalans to get this try. Dean Ware's pass in particular has been the sort of mainstay that the rest of Super League have been looking at this season. Then Tom Davis's off the cuff kick gets a bit of luck with Milo fumbling, and Joe Chan knocks down the ball. And here is the decision. It's a try given to the French team. Arthur Morgs adds the extras, and it's 12 points to 6. Catalans start getting a bit of advantage and a bit of pace in the ball playing, and it's causing Leeds a bit more difficulties, as Leeds are the ones that usually handle the speed of the ruck when they're in attack, but most of the ball has been in Catalans' hands. We're in the 24th minute and Catalans are in the ascendancy once again. After a couple of play the balls and Ben Garcia standing up, the ball gets into Gildudson's hands, who again causes problems for the Leeds Rhinos defence. But then it's Mitchell Pearce who goes over with a sidestep from a basic play the ball on the second tackle to score Catalan's 3rd try of the half. Quite simple try this, some forward thinking plays, big tough running, Gildudson hitting these marks and getting over the advantage line, and then the play the ball finds Mitchell Pearce and he does it himself, just a small sidestep and a bit of a space, and gets through 2 forwards to score. Arthur Morgs adds the extras, and Catalans are 18 points to 0 up. Leeds must be up to 5 dropouts now by the time 30 minutes have gone on, due to the pressure that Catalans has put on. Sam Cassiano has added fresh impetus into the French side, and his offloads and big running has set Leeds on their back foot. They come to the 3rd tackle, and Joe Chan, who's having a good game, a good battle with Jack Sinfield, sees a fast play of the ball to get Arthur Morgs to throw that fantastic ball out to Fouad Yaha once again for another try. The Frenchman's 100th in Super League. Just a simple through the hands move. Pearce found May. May found Morgs, and Morgs pass out wide. Fantastic, and the rollover finish was good enough for 100. Just has chalk on his feet all the way through the game. Tyrone May misses the conversion, and it's still 22 points to 6 to Catalans. Another good set for Catalans. Dragons sees Sam Cassiano touch the ball multiple times, and they have got a set restart deep in the Leeds 20-metre line. Cassiano again getting tackled. This time Matt Pryor has been told to get off him, and Tyrone May decides to go towards the sticks. Finds the big man again and needs tackle for the third time in the set. This time Michael McAlorum uses Gil Dudson to go over for another try for Catalan, straight underneath the sticks. It's 26 points to 6, and Arthur Morgs does the simple job and makes it 28 points to 6. Just a simple dot ball play straight through the middle, and the numbers and the size got Gil Dudson over for his second try in 2 games. Catalans have been dominant this half, 28 points to 6, and Leeds bring another comeback to the table. We'll have to find out. Leeds have been camped in the Catalans 20 since half time, and this time it's Richie Myler who goes over for a fantastic dive over. He had enough to stay on his feet and get the better of his tacklers. Cruz Leeming saw the run coming, and Myler goes over for yet another try this season. Again, it was just a simple ball out wide. Ball runner off the mark, and then Myler spun in the tackle and dove over the line. Dummy runner comes through now, doesn't touch the Catalans men, but Catalans defenders are not that good. Reece Martin adds the extras, and it's 28 points to 12 to the Catalans Dragons. Dean Ware might be in trouble here with a tackle attempt as Cruz Leeming gets the brunt of the incident, letting the player get sorted out first. But as Cruz Leeming goes to pass the ball, here comes Dean Ware. No attempt to get the tackle, wrap the arms for the tackle, but he is low, no contact with the head. I still think there's a card coming for the Catalans centre. Fortunately, Cruz Leeming is up and well, and the referee has decided that it's just a penalty. Yes, there was no attempt at the tackle, but there's no card. Penalty is given to Leeds Rhinos deep in Catalan's territory after Tyrone May was been found in the acting half-back position for Leeds Rhinos. And after Sam Walters gets Catalans back to their own try line, it's Brad Dwyer who impetus into getting forward scores the try. A great throw of the dummy, and he gets over the try line for a 4-pointer for Leeds. Here it is, just a quick thinking, then a dummy, then he goes through some lazy defending to score. It is simply the Dwyer effect. His impetus is great. Reece Martin adds the extras, and it's 28 points to 18. Catalans have been severely hanging on this half, and after a penalty for a high shot on Joe Chan, Sam Cassiano bundles his way into the Leeds 10-metre line, and they attack down that left wing, and Tyrone May finds Sony Lange, who goes over for the first points of the half for Catalans Dragons. Great drive by Cassiano, who's been a unit all the way through this game, and Alistair Costa's identifying that left edge. Then the miss-out pass finds Lange to go over in the corner. Cassiano struggling to get him down, and Lange gets it down. Arthur Morgs takes over the kicking from out wide from Tyrone May, and his kick smashes the far post. Good effort, but unfortunately, it'll have to be 38 points to 12 to Catalan. A tough old game for Catalan's Dragons, but they came through it this time with no comeback, as they won 32 points to 18. And here is how the league is after round 26, the penultimate round. And St Helens are champions after their defeat against Wakefield and Wigan Warriors' defeat against Hull KR. If Wigan had beaten Hull KR today, we would have a good fight off at the end of the season in this round 27 for the League Leaders Shield. Huddersfield Giants come third now, but still have Catalans behind them by 1 point. A points differential and a pointing advantage for Huddersfield Giants sees them in a firm grip for the third place, while Catalans have cemented a top 4 position. So for Red Devils are now in possession of the 5th place tag, with Leeds and Castleford more than likely fighting it out, as well as playing against each other in round 27 for that last playoff spot. Hull FC had come next after their win, and Hull KR are on even points in the race to see who's the best team in Hull. Wakefield's win sees them 2 points behind the Hull teams, so if either of them or both slip up, Wakefield will be up to 8th. Warrington Wolves will be finishing the season second bottom, as they're 4 points behind Wakefield Trinity after this recent but close loss to Huddersfield. Toulouse, unfortunately, are bottom, in my mind unfortunately, with only the 5 wins all season. So I got my one prediction as correct, with St Helens winning the League Leaders Shield this year. It's a fantastic achievement, and one thing I think Christian Wolff wanted to win so that he could have the set of trophies this year. I'm sure he was hoping for all 3 with the Challenge Cup, the League Leaders Shield and the Grand Final, but he could be making it a double. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the episode. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I will end the episode by saying I wish you all the best, so please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.